At least 10 bullets were fired at a Congress leader in Haryana in broad daylight. Vikas Chaudhary, the spokesperson of the Haryana Pradesh Congress Committee, was murdered after he walked out of a gym in Faridabad, putting the law and order situation of Haryana into focus. Good evening, everybody. This is Ishwar. You're watching QWrap, and first we are going to show you the visuals, the CCTV footage of the incident where Vikas Chaudhary can clearly be seen shot at while he's sitting in his car. Take a close look.
इसमें से नोटिस लिखा है इसलिए अभी रुक जो चुप हो जा अभी गाड़ी से उतरे एक उस साइड से एक इस साइड से पहली बार देख रहा हूँ इसमें तो क्लियर कट
तीन गोली चार यहाँ लगी यहाँ कैसे आ गई यहाँ से खड़े होके मारी है यहाँ से मारा तो वहाँ कैसे
एक तो उधर से मारी है एक तो उधर था मैंने देखी
एक यहाँ पर था ठीक है
एक उतर के आया उधर से
ठीक है एक यहाँ पर था एक वहाँ पर था।
हाँ बताइए भाई क्या कहानी थी
गाड़ी कौन सी
क्या गोली कांड हुआ बता
दो बंदे रहे एक यहाँ पर था एक उस साइड था।
Those were the disturbing visuals, the CCTV footage of the incident where you saw a few men getting out of a car and shoot at Vikas Chaudhary, who was sitting in his car after coming out of a gym in Faridabad. The murder has created a stir in political circles. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has said that while investigation is underway, Congress President Rahul Gandhi took to Twitter and said that this is only proof of the deteriorating law and order situation of the state. Haryana Pradesh Congress Committee said that it is a proof of jungle raj that is going on across the state since the BJP government has taken over. We are continuously following those updates for you on the Quint's website, so stay tuned to that story. But meanwhile, moving from Haryana to Delhi, the national capital, admissions are underway for colleges, and the first cutoff list was declared. Colleges have started coming out with its first cutoff list. We are joined by our correspondent for the education beat, Kabir Upmanyu. Kabir, the cutoffs have started coming out. How does it look for students this time?
So it's mostly in the 90s. So the cutoffs last I saw have not been released on the Delhi University's website. The cumulative cutoffs have not been released, but individual colleges have started putting the cutoff lists on their website. So for example, Kirodimal College and SRCC have put up the first cutoff list, and you can go and check on the website. And yeah, the cutoffs look as if they are well into the 90s. So I can just give you some figures here. So for SRCC for BCom honors, the cutoff is 98.5%, and for BA in honors in economics, it's 98.75%. So this might decrease in the next cutoff lists, next few cutoff lists which will release in the coming days. But this is how the first cutoff list looks like.
So the first cutoff list ends at 98%. I cannot even getting those many marks ever. But so all the best to all the Delhi students and admissions across. We will be following all the updates of cutoffs and admissions college-wise on the Quint's website in our section called Admissions Open. So be there with the Quint for all admission-related updates. But for now, moving on to Japan, where Prime Minister Modi is attending the G20 summit. He addressed the Indian diaspora in Japan and said that the relationship between India and Japan goes way back to centuries, where both countries have always respected each other's cultures. Here is what Prime Minister Modi said at the G20 summit in Japan.
मैंने कहा आज मुझे क्यों ले जा रहे हो, कौन आएगा, लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूं कि पहले से आपका उत्साह बढ़ ही रहा है। तो आपके इस प्यार के लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। करीब 7 महीने बाद एक बार फिर मुझे जापान की धरती पर आने का सौभाग्य मिला है। पिछली बार भी यहाँ बसे आप सभी साथियों से और जापानी दोस्तों से संवाद का अवसर मिला था। ये संयोग ही है कि पिछले वर्ष जब मैं यहाँ आया था तब मेरे प्रिय मित्र शिंजो आबे-सान का चुनाव नतीजे आ चुके थे और आप सभी ने उन पर विश्वास जताया था। और आज जब मैं आपके बीच हूं तो दुनिया के सबसे बड़े लोकतंत्र भारत ने इस प्रधान सेवक पर पहले से भी ज्यादा अधिक विश्वास, अधिक
Mr. Modi is in fact expected to meet US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the G20 summit amid rising trade tensions between India and US. Donald Trump in fact also took to Twitter a few hours ago and said that he's looking forward to the meeting with PM Modi, where he wants to discuss the fact that India has already been levying very high tariffs on US for many years, and now that they have been further raised, it is completely unacceptable. So how that is going to go, we are continuously following on the Quint's website with our live blog for the G20 summit, so keep a watch there. But right now, taking you to another news related to India from international waters, Nirav Modis Swiss bank accounts have been frozen. Yes, Swiss bank accounts of Nirav Modi and his sister Purvi Modi have been frozen and are reported to have assets worth rupees $6 million. We have our legal correspondent Vakasha Sajdev joining us to help us understand the significance of this development. Vakasha, what does it mean for India diplomatically, and what is the way forward for Nirav Modi after this?
So what's interesting about this is that the accounts have been frozen by the Swiss authorities based on a request by the Enforcement Directorate from India. So now that's important because again the Enforcement Directorate had to go and show them that this has something to do with money laundering, and it's on that basis that this has been frozen. So what we've heard is that the ED convinced them that these were from proceeds of crime, and therefore that's obviously comes within the definition of money laundering, and it's on that basis that they've obviously approached these guys. So now that the accounts are frozen, Modi, it doesn't immediately mean that the money is going to be sort of confiscated by the Indian government. Now the government has to apply for and through the ED will apply for attachment of those accounts, and again that won't necessarily lead to confiscation immediately, but at least it's no longer available to Modi to use. Already he can't use it, and then eventually it will be taken over by the Indian authorities pending the adjudication of it. Now what this is all about is that they're saying that all the money in these accounts has come from the fraud which he committed on PNB and other banks in getting those letters of credit and then getting the money, and that's why this needs to be frozen. So it is a win for India diplomatically, in the sense that obviously the Swiss authorities have believe that the ED has a strong case to an extent. What will be very fascinating to see is how this plays out in his extradition case, because as we know, he's been trying to get bail. Most recently, the UK High Court also rejected his bail request. And what's fascinating to note is that the judge actually, in the order, noted a couple of things. One, and the main reason that they're not giving him bail is saying that there is an actual possibility that he might be able to skip out and not come back to, and not be available if he needs to be arrested. And that is founded, interestingly, on the fact that he has a lot of funds. So one of the things was they said the fact that he was willing to increase the amount of money he gave as a surety from, I think, £50,000 to £2 million showed that he has a lot of money. So, the fact that now his money is decreasing, whether that will play an impact in him getting bail or not is something we'll have to see.
So Nirav Modi's Swiss bank accounts have been frozen, reported to have assets worth rupees $6 million. The request was put by the Enforcement Directorate reportedly some 4 to 5 months ago. So the Indian authorities clearly seem to be closing in on Nirav Modi, and how it is going to impact his extradition procedure, that remains to be seen. For now, we are following those updates for you on the Quint's website. But hey, the weekend is almost here, and so is a cricket match and a movie. Firstly, talking about Ayushmann Khurrana's Article 15 that has hit the screens and has been garnering a lot of praise. A movie that is based on caste discrimination has been appreciated equally well by critics and audiences. But before booking your tickets, here is a review by the Quint's RJ Stuti. Take a look.
The film that I'll be reviewing this week is Article 15. और इससे पहले कि आपको मूवी के बारे में बताऊं, let me tell you what it's all about. Well, Article 15 of the Indian Constitution clearly states that the state shall not discriminate on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. सही है? हाँ, वैसे भी अब discrimination हम थोड़ी ना करते हैं. But think about it. वो जो बर्तन अलग रखते हो उन लोगों के लिए या सर्विस लिफ्ट अलग और आप लोगों के लिए अलग. Well, this film actually makes you think and reflect on the...
And coming to cricket, India is currently playing West Indies and it looked like a dilly-dally situation for India in the first innings, Sumit, if I am not wrong.
India did not start well, but finally Mahendra Singh Dhoni came to the fore and did what he does best. The score is a dicey one. It's 268 for 7. The West Indies have a good batting lineup. They can chase it down, but again we have to remember the Indian bowling lineup is also one of the best in the tournament. And again I think Indian batsmen lacked the finishing touch because all of them gave, like KL Rahul made a 48, Virat Kohli again got out for a 72, even Dhoni also. Like Indian batsmen are getting that start but they are not converting it. So I think this is something they have to work on as they move, because they are most probably going to qualify for the semi-finals, and once they go to that stage of knockout stage, a big slip up like these would really cost India the World Cup.
So a slip up like this might cost India the World Cup, but currently it is playing West Indies and it remains to be seen as the second inning has just kicked in who is going to win today's match. So stay tuned to the Quint for ball by ball updates of the match today. The next match, in fact, we'll be covering for you on Sunday, which is India versus England. So stay tuned to the Quint's website. That's a wrap for today on QWrap. But tomorrow we will be back with the top headlines of the day. So stay tuned to the Quint's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram with Quint and Quint Hindi. Thank you. Namaskar.